What's up, everybody, and welcome into another VR accessibility overview. And this one is for Hellsweeper VR that is available on Steam for PC VR, the PS5 for the PSVR 2, which is what I played on, and for the MetaQuest 2, MetaQuest 3, 3S, and MetaQuest Pro. First things first, is Steam VR supported for playing it on Steam for PC VR? According to the store page, your only options are OpenXR, or if you happen to have a HP Reverb G2 headset, you will need to use Windows Mixed Reality. I do believe with OpenXR you can still use things like walk-in VR or OVR advanced settings. I never played too many games on PC that didn't have Steam VR support, so that one is kind of up in the air. If it doesn't work for you, obviously you can refund it on Steam. Is there a seated mode? Yes. you can play this seated just fine. There is options and everything for that. So if that is how you choose to play, or that is how you have to play, you are perfectly fine to enjoy the game that way. Now, changeable controls. This one, at first I did not know how this was gonna go. All the settings that let you change the controls, there's like 3 different ones, and they're in somewhat different spots, but you can change each of the 4 face buttons, so A, B, X, and Y, or X, square, circle, triangle, depending on what you're on. You can change those, change what they do. And then in another section, you can change the, instead of having to use the grip triggers to hold weapons and things like that, you can change that to be the regular triggers instead, if that makes it easier for you. And then in another section, you can decide your master hand, which I guess is another way of saying your dominant hand, and that will have certain abilities mapped to that one directly. And then in another section, you can, I didn't find it when I was playing this, doing this run that you're seeing, but you can change stick movement if you're somebody that usually plays games with a left-handed preset, like I usually do in most games. You are able to do that. So pretty much everything that needs to that may need to be changed is there for you to do so. Movement types. You have smooth movement and teleport movement. Right when you are starting the game, you do get the choice between the smooth movement and a teleport. They're in kind of like their own categories. The comfort category has teleport, and I can't remember what the other one's called that typically has smooth movement. But you also can go into the menus later and change them. If like one, you try out one and you don't like it, you can go to the other one. For turning types, it's pretty much the basic of what most VR games have. You have smooth movement, or smooth turning, and snap turning, and then you can pick a degree of snap that you want. And then obviously if you're standing, you also have physical movement, or if you're in like an office chair, a swivel chair, and stuff like that. Colorblind modes, there are none. I don't know how exactly they would do it for this game, but I will say, if you're on a MetaQuest headset, you can go into the headset's accessibility settings and go to visual then color correction, and right there you will see the typical 3 colorblind modes, and they will be available. You can pick whichever one. Do note that doing this changes everything headset wide, whether in or out of game or other apps. Everything will be different to correspond with that colorblind mode that you chose. Now, closed captions or subtitles, yes, they're in the game. They're on by default, which is kind of good because, I don't know, maybe I just don't have great hearing, but the little bug dude that talks with you, his audio did seem kind of low, so I was happy for those. I was definitely grateful for those being on. Now, difficulty levels, yes, those are there as well. You maybe saw it at the beginning of the video. When you're choosing a mode to play on, I picked roguelike mode for this video, or the other modes or missions. You do get to choose a difficulty to play on, from, I believe, easy, I think, is the lowest, up to, of course, the hardest. So that is there. The tutorial does not give you that option, but there's not really anything in the tutorial. There's a little bit of combat, but not much. Alright, and for upper body and arm movement levels, yeah, I'm gonna say full on this, because the amount of actions that you need to do, and really, if you can't move your arms much, you're gonna be, I think, limited to the pistol only. But then you have to do like a bit of a kind of like heavy swipe in a direction to then reload. I believe you can manually reload as well, but then you have to grab that. You have to do a swipe with your other hand to be able to, I guess, summon the ammo. But yeah, just because of all of that, you wouldn't really be able to effectively use the sword. There's apparently a bow and arrow. There's probably a ton of other stuff I haven't gotten to yet. You would lose out on so much, and even what you would still be able to use. Oh yeah, fireballs. You'd pretty much be out of using everything, and then barely able to use what there is, what you can. I could be wrong. You could prove me wrong. I'd welcome that. But it just does not seem too viable to play without full arm extension and movement. But that's just how I feel. Again, if you think you can do it, pick up the game, at least on Steam and on Quest headsets. You can refund the game if it doesn't work out. If you are on PS5 with the PSVR 2, do note that if you buy the game and you install it, once you hit download, you cannot refund it. So if it doesn't work out, you're just stuck with it. And then one little last thing as an additional note, there are so many settings that you can tune to try and make this game as comfortable as possible for you, and I cannot go through them all, whether in notes or in this video. It would be impossible to go through everything. So definitely, if you do pick up the game, take the time, go through absolutely everything to make it what you want it to be. And that is going to do it for this VR accessibility overview for Hellsweeper VR. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helped you know whether you can play it or maybe somebody you know has been on the fence about whether they can play this game or not, they weren't sure, give them the link to this video, or down in the description, always at the top, you will find the link to the Google spreadsheet. That is where all of my notes for every game I've ever covered, as well as all video overviews for every game that I've done a video overview for, are. That's where they're always at. You'll even find this video as well as the text notes on there right now as you are seeing this video. This is also overview video 100. Yeah, it's insane. But there are over, I believe this would be text notes 136 and overview video 100. So yes, go give that to them or anybody that you know that may need something like that. See what games they might be able to play. Hopefully I've covered some that they're interested in, or others that you're interested in. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will see you later. Alright, bye.